Jimmy, at RPW Reloaded, we had our first contest. And you know, you couldn't beat me. So what did you do? You decided to whip me instead. And you know what? You whipped me pretty good. And the whelps now, they're gone. But the memories, they're still right here. And when we have our next contest, there'll be 10 fans around the ring with a belt just like this one. Just in case you decide to run from the beating that I'm gonna give you, they're gonna whip you like the dog that you are. And Jimmy, I'm looking so forward to this. I hope you are.
Welcome back to Rampage Pro Wrestling. What an exciting hour we've had. I can't believe we still have more time for our great main event four-man tag team action. We talked about the fact that we haven't seen Hot Like Lava as a team very often, probably because Shawn Banks has had that singles title, the RPW Gold, but now that J-Rod has it, we're going to see Hot Like Lava back at action.
And it's sort of strange not seeing Shawn Banks with that Rampage heavyweight title around his waist. A tremendous champion and one of the top performers, I thought, in the state of Georgia all last year. Love him, hate him, you can't deny that he was a tremendous champion for this company and put forth nothing but great effort in the ring against a diversity of opponents. But now back together as a tag team, Hot Like Lava could be looking for tag team gold, and I would think the usual suspects have to be paying attention not only to them, but to the hate junkies.
After a party with Miss Allie, and she didn't even know she was invited.
Oh, and Crew Jones trying to get rid of a water bottle, and his bottle betrayed him.
And here they come, the fan favorite.
Gullah Gullah Island, weighing in a total combined weight of 408 pounds. Marvelous Michael Stevens and Drew Adler.
Rampage Pro Wrestling always strong with tag team competition. You look at the two right now that have been very successful. Obviously, the team of Crew Jones and Shawn Banks have been together longer and have a longer reputation as far as experience. But these two guys right here have come a long way in a short time.
Very much so. Drew Adler, Marvelous Michael Stevens, a ton of potential not realized really to the extent it could be here so far in Rampage Pro Wrestling. But what an opportunity here against two top performers, former RPW heavyweight champion and Crew Jones, Hot Like Lava, very impressive tag team. Can you only imagine how it will shoot Drew and Marv up the ladder at Rampage Pro Wrestling? Were they able to squeak a win here tonight?
Have you ever noticed how much these two guys love the camera? It's like they just eat it up whenever they see the cameraman. And now they're showboating in front of Marv and Drew Adler. And I know a lot of this is psychological warfare, but we've seen them get in trouble a few times when they turn their back one too many times.
Very much so. This is our main event here on this hour of Rampage Pro Wrestling. Thank you so much for being here with us the entire show.
Glad to be back on Fox 24, by the way.
Very much so. Whether you're watching us there, whether you're watching us on the MyTV, on Cox Communications Cable, or at RampageProWrestling.net, we're just pleased you're watching us.
And we hope you'll be out with us live on Saturday, February 19th as we return. And don't forget, next week on this program, Tom Matthews takes on Jimmy Rave and fans around the ring with leather straps.
Very much so, and I have a feeling that that may not quite be Jimmy Rave approved.
I would think not, and there'll probably be some black and blue people, and there won't be Smurfs.
And Drew Adler doing some form of sexy party at this point, and I'm not sure anybody really wanted that.
This is Dance Fever 2011.
Ah, Denny Terrio reference. Thank you very much.
Good
Once again,
behind.
Ben and I showing our age.
And hammerlock applied by Adler. Actually, someone that will have to look eye to eye with a man like Shawn Banks, a tall individual. And Banks tries to figure an escape and does so. Reversal into a hammerlock on Adler.
Adler blocking there with the right hand, trying to leverage down, seeing if he can perform a reversal. He manages to do so also, having a little trouble, but manages to take it through.
Some catcher's catch-can chain wrestling style here. And it reminds me of Les Thornton, who used to apply, 1,001 hold?
Man of 1,001 holds. Yes, he was.
You never knew what he was going to put on you. And now that side headlock is maintained by Adler, who on his tiptoes applying the pressure. So Banks taking advantage of the height. And Banks perhaps to the corner, but Drew Adler holds on.
And a good move by Drew Adler right there, hanging on to that particular move. Banks trying to get him off his feet, seeing if he can figure out a way to get out of this, and that puts an awful lot of pressure on the head. Hard to think when somebody's forcing that much pressure on the upper part of your head and on your ear.
Test the strength here between the men. And it looks like Shawn Banks may be the aggressor here.
Well, probably, if not definitely, Shawn Banks and Crew Jones bring the strength advantage to this particular match.
Certainly well versed in the ring as well as in their athletics and their body definition. Makes the tag now to Marvelous Michael Stevens. Complete opposite from Drew Adler, a little shorter, but certainly he likes to entertain the fans as well. And now taking that bandana off, or one of them, looks like he's got another one on. This guy has more things hanging off of him than a Christmas tree.
And they're equally distracting depending on how your Christmas tree looks.
And barring the arm now and working on that shoulder. Full arm twist and draping that arm over the ropes. Another tag. In comes Drew Adler. Smart to stay in that corner.
And somehow the bandana has made its way into the move itself.
And now it is Drew Adler taking that bandana and holding that foot down. And now we're into a fashion show.
It may be a scarf. It may be a scarf, and I can't believe that I'm actually trying to distinguish.
We'll have a fashion show and a dance off before it's over. And now he's at that arm locked and that wrist locked. And smartly, Banks reverses him, turns him around to that corner and backs him up. I can't believe a clean break, but that's why. Distracts the referee and Crew Jones, who looks an awful lot like the all-star that used to be here.
Although that guy is gone and this guy is still here, and now Shawn Banks in doing a little hip swiveling of his own. Crew Jones on the outside of the ring, and Drew Adler a little worse for wear at this point.
Do these guys take themselves seriously, do you think?
Actually, I think they take themselves very seriously, and part of their mystique in the ring,
Maybe they hope their opponents won't?
Very much so. I think that there's an awful lot of different forms of mind games that wrestlers play with their opponents, and Crew Jones and Shawn Banks are both very smart wrestlers. Banks has proven it by how long he held the Rampage Pro Wrestling heavyweight title.
And that time the momentum comes off the ropes, and Crew Jones got that fan reaction. He loves it when the fans react. And now he has that front face lock, and that could easily become a choke. And so the referee will have to stay on top of that action.
Then it looks like we're going to have to take a short commercial break, but fans, we'll be right back. We'll try to keep the cameras going. If anything happens, we'll be able to catch you up. Stay tuned.
And we're back, and during that break we saw Crew Jones continue to work on Drew Adler, trying to tie him down, and Adler trying to escape, and again, neck breaker. Gonna slow him down once again. Tag is made. In comes Shawn Banks, the former RPW champion. These two men certainly could be RPW tag team champions, no doubt about it. And right now the champions, the usual suspects, AJ still has a injury, a shoulder injury, number one, some kind of damage. We're still trying to check. Fire being thrown into his face by these hate junkies, brought in by Charlie Cash. Charlie Cash, when will it ever stop?
Well, referee there didn't see the tag but allowed it, and right now Hot Like Lava have everything going their way, and their experience is starting to wear on the inexperience of Marvelous Michael Stevens and Drew Adler. Adler's taken a considerable amount of punishment over the last few minutes and desperately needs to get over to the corner to get that fresh man into the ring.
Now Drew being choked over that top rope. Referee calls for a break. These guys take full advantage of referee's break, that's for sure. Slap in the head. Insult to injury, psychological warfare. Whatever it takes, that's what they do to win a match. And now that surfboarder, actually it's a camel clutch, and he has both those arms hooked and pulling back on that neck, and that puts the pressure on that spine.
Very much so, though Adler, you'll notice, has the knee forward at this point, both knees forward. He's got more of a base than normal on a camel clutch, where you'd want the person splayed out a little bit better. That allowed him to break free, but not get much of an advantage in the process, because Banks still firmly in control, wrenching both arms back, putting pressure on both the shoulders and the back with that particular move. And Adler really needs to get over to the corner.
Notice no wasted effort by Shawn Banks as he dropped that knee into the lower back in between exchanging holds. This man is a thinking man in the ring, certainly a machine, if you want to call him that. Tag is made. Crew Jones coming in now.
Well, they play around, but once they get an advantage, they capitalize on it and they stay on their men and they wear their men out and abuse them. They may get involved off and on with the crowd, but when they have a man in this situation, they rarely let up.
And now the referee being distracted is exactly what they wanted him to do. Marvelous Michael Stevens needs to make that tag, but a long way from tagging his partner, Drew Adler. Adler now in the corner, and that boot of Crew Jones planted firmly in the face. And all that pressure being put on the face of Drew Adler.
And Adler manages to throw an elbow, catches Shawn Banks off guard, goes to the top, don't know where he's finding this energy. And he does a full flip going over, lands on his feet, and he got the tag. Marvelous Michael Stevens in, grabs the hand. Just kick to the top of the head right there with the enziguri. In comes Banks. Banks caught. Oh, there's a meeting of, well, not the minds.
Talk about sacrifice. Fought him face first. And Marvelous Michael Stevens came in to do some business, do some damage. And now he climbs to the top rope, comes back. Nobody there.
He was a house of fire coming in and still has an advantage, but Banks in the ring. Referee needs to get him out of the ring at this point. Banks, I don't believe the legal man in this, is he?
Well, the referee's counting for him, and Crew Jones is going out. And now he has that boot in the throat and standing up. All of that weight across that bottom rope in the throat of Marvelous Michael Stevens. And this is one of those flashing sunglasses do not come in handy.
Well, Ben, I didn't see a tag in this, but it's irrelevant at this point because now Banks is back in, Crew Jones is out. Opportunistic moment there for Hot Like Lava. Referee, it appears, may have lost track of the match a little bit, but to the advantage right now of Hot Like Lava is Marvelous Michael Stevens, forced back in the corner, and once again, Hot Like Lava has the advantage.
And now taking that bandana or scarf off of his legs. You know, they pretend that they come out to dress themselves with these things, and then they use them as foreign objects. Nothing is wasted in a match with Hot Like Lava as they continue to work. Snap mare by Crew Jones, caught with that uppercut coming off.
And this could be it right here, Ben. There's
Jefferson
one, there's
press.
two. No, Michael Stevens still has some energy in him.
Somehow powered out. This match has pretty much been all Hot Like Lava. A few great shining moments for Adler and Stevens, but they're in the ring with a team now that's been together for a long time. They know each other very well.
Adler trying to get the fans involved, trying to get them to want that tag as much as he does at this point. He's had a chance to get a second wind on the outside after the beating he took earlier in the match. But now it's Marvelous Michael Stevens that needs to get over to that corner, get Drew Adler back in.
And the fans do make a difference. If you don't believe it, come out and cheer your favorite song. You'll see a big difference. And in fact, next week on this program, the fans will make a huge difference.
I don't care what sport it is. If you're out there and you're playing baseball, you're playing football, you're playing soccer, you're playing basketball, when you've got those fans behind you, good things can happen.
Absolutely. And you caught that drop kick and drops that sharp elbow. Crew Jones now with that knee across the throat and tagging all the while. Again, no wasted efforts.
Punishment, but also controlling the man as the other man gets in. Good tag team wrestling shown by Hot Like Lava. Can't deny their credentials as a major tag team in Rampage Pro Wrestling.
And now pounding away at the back, and Marvelous Michael Stevens in the corner. And being turned around again, draped over that top ring rope, that throat. And Shawn Banks pulls back and slingshots him off the ropes.
Stevens trying to grab those ropes, trying to do everything he can to get over to Drew Adler, who's in much better shape to take over this part of the fight at this point than is Michael Stevens.
Spinning toe hold type move, and now locking that leg. And now stepping on that ankle, and that certainly could do some severe damage to the ankle of Marvelous Michael Stevens. Again, in no man's land, tag is made. In comes the partner, Crew Jones. Hot Like Lava, as only they can do it. Double teaming all they can. They will do whatever it takes to win a match. They don't care what the fans think. They don't care whose expense it's at.
And you can see Michael Stevens trying anything he can, throwing punches, weak punches at the leg, trying to do anything he can to unbalance Crew Jones. Jones getting a bit distracted, but not so much distracted. A kick in the face on Marvelous Michael Stevens.
And now Crew Jones rolls him up, hooks the leg, not enough. Again, now working on that head. See how he has that forearm, pushing the face and head down, controlling the arm now, and a half sleeper, but a rear chin lock. And that chin lock can certainly control the man in the ring. And caught him in the side of the head that time.
That was just a rabbit punch to the side of the head. You saw that little sharp punch go in there behind the referee. Was out of position, wasn't able to see that, so he just basically got a little cheap shot in, but not enough still to pin the man. And now Crew Jones getting frustrated at the referee.
The thing about those cheap shots is that the man's trying to think of his next move. You get popped inside the head, it kind of makes you lose your thought
Crew
process.
Jones comes in, cut off once, cut off twice by Marvelous Michael Stevens. Somehow got to his feet. He's trying to come across, taken off his feet by a big clothesline.
And you see Shawn Banks turning the fans as only he can do. 2 count, and again, not enough. Marvelous Michael Stevens, a lot of desire in the ring. Not the biggest man in the ring, not the most experienced man in the ring, but certainly has a big heart for the wrestling profession, and to be in that ring, he takes it very seriously.
And he's back up to his feet. You can't deny the fighting heart of Marvelous Michael Stevens so far. Both he and Drew Adler trying hard to prove themselves here as individual wrestlers and as a tag team in Rampage Pro Wrestling, but they're up against stiff competition with Hot Like Lava.
Absolutely, and right now, Crew Jones remains in control, and now the abdominal stretch being applied, and the referee will have to watch this. And it appears now that Shawn Banks now pulling on the arm for leverage. That is a submission move. But Shawn Banks should not be interfering in this match. And again, pulling on the arm and applying that pressure with that extra leverage.
I don't know how he's able to resist at this point, Ben. There's got to be tremendous pressure. And there's Shawn Banks adding to it. Referee finally sees that. And Marvelous Michael Stevens able to hip toss Crew Jones over, but he's been hurt. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything here. No, and he's trying for the pin, but cut off by Crew Jones.
He stopped the pin by blocking him. At that time, Shawn Banks made sure it didn't go anywhere. Drops the elbow, hits the leg. Only a 2 count. And you saw Marv try to grab those tights, but not within reach as Banks backed away from him. Banks is always thinking. Tries to stay in control. High knee take is made by Shawn Banks. Crew Jones comes to the ring. And now you have that count to get out of the ring, and both men are in there. And now double arm whip. Marv kicks. Banks grabs the leg and swings Crew Jones into his partner. That had to be painful there.
Oh, big knee there. Another knee. Drew Adler, a house of fire. Single leg drop kick. A second one. He's got both men rocking, and Marvelous Michael Stevens over in the corner. Double kick there on Crew Jones. They've got Hot Like Lava in trouble. Both men in the ring at this point.
Inverted atomic knee drop. Now catches him with the reverse atomic knee drop.
And another.
From both sides. He's going to have a sore hiney tomorrow.
And now they're dancing. I'm not sure why they're dancing. They should be going to try to pin the man. They should be going to try to take him in. This is the wrong time for that, and it's proven by that right there.
A little too early for a celebration dance. Double full arm twist, crisscross, pulling those arms in ways they weren't meant to go. And that may be it, and it is 1, 2, 3. And your winners, the more experienced team of Shawn Banks and Crew Jones. Hot Like Lava. Once again proving that experience does pay off.
Well, it's not just experience in that particular case. It was just a silly mistake. Maybe you can blame it on youth. You could maybe blame it on the fact that they have way too much fun and aren't taking really the in-ring as seriously as they need to. And until Marvelous Michael Stevens and Drew Adler start taking the bell-to-bell as serious as they possibly can, they're going to be challenged to get any victories here at Rampage Pro Wrestling. If you're going to dance like Shawn Banks, you'd better be able to back it up like Shawn Banks.
Another great program, and join us next week. Don't forget the fan strap match next week on the program. Fans around the ring as Kyle Matthews takes on Shimmy Ray. We'll have more action next week. Join us live Saturday, February 19th. Until then, so long, everybody.